Vladimir Putin has unleashed a brutal winter blackout offensive, plunging the Ukrainian capital of Kyiv into total darkness as a torrent of missiles and drones rained down overnight. On January 20th, Russia launched a sweeping multi-wave attack of drones and ballistic missiles that struck Kyiv and 6 other regions across Ukraine. Major Ukrainian cities are being relentlessly battered by Russian strikes, even as nighttime temperatures in Kyiv plummet to an unbearable -13°C. Tens of thousands of exhausted emergency workers are laboring around the clock to restore basic electricity lines and heating systems for millions left freezing in the dark. The bombardment comes just as Russian and American envoys hold delicate talks in Davos on what shape the next phase of the Ukraine war might take. Meanwhile in Davos, European leaders are frantically trying to persuade Donald Trump to abandon his controversial push to claim ownership of Greenland amid widening global tensions. The attacks hit Ukraine's energy grids and crucial power substations, focusing on infrastructure that feeds electricity directly to nuclear generation plants. The assault unfolded overnight in multiple waves. In the attack, Russia used various weapons. As per reports, Russian forces used 18 ballistic missiles, 15 cruise missiles, and an estimated 339 drones, of which around 250 were Shard type, which were involved in the coordinated attack. The primary targets identified were Kyiv and its surrounding infrastructure, as well as parts of western and southern Ukraine, including substations linked to 2 nuclear plants. Air raid sirens sounded for hours as the assault left 4 people dead and 33 injured across multiple regions. The substations supplying Ukraine's nuclear plants were hit, though Russia ultimately failed to sever power connections, preventing, at least for now, any direct nuclear safety emergency. Civilian life across Ukraine has been thrown into chaos. More than 5,600 residential buildings in Kyiv alone are without heating. Nearly 46% of the city's housing stock has gone cold. Large sections of the capital have also lost running water. About 335,000 people remain affected, and roughly 173,000 are still waiting for electricity to be restored. The Russian strike slammed into major urban centers including Odessa, Kharkiv, Rivne, Vinnytsia, and Dnipro, disrupting transit, radio network coverage, and medical operations across those cities. In response to the intensified assaults, Ukraine's newly appointed defense minister has declared an uncompromising target, urging the army to eliminate up to 50,000 Russian troops every month on the battlefield. The latest wave of strikes coincided with reports that a much-anticipated meeting between President Zelensky and Trump at Davos has now been cancelled. Ukraine had been preparing to sign an $800 billion, 10-year economic recovery agreement with strong financial backing from the United States. Both leaders were scheduled to meet during the 2026 World Economic Forum in Davos to finalize and unveil that long-term strategic recovery plan. But following this devastating overnight barrage, President Zelensky announced that he will skip the Davos summit altogether, stating firmly, "I choose Ukraine." The Ukrainian president hinted he might reconsider only if discussions at Davos produce tangible commitments for new air defense systems and urgent energy relief. A smaller Ukrainian delegation is already present in Davos, lobbying world leaders to support Kyiv's security framework and post-war reconstruction blueprints. That team is engaged in drafting what officials describe as a prosperity plan, coupled with concrete US-backed security guarantees for Ukraine's future stability. Interestingly, President Zelensky has not entirely ruled out meeting Donald Trump at a later stage, saying he would be willing, but only if documents are ready that could directly strengthen Ukraine's position.